All right, these two cards we have off to the side are the Nine of Swords and the King of Swords. And they're both upright. So let's take the Nine of Swords first. The Nine of Swords is, you can take a look at this card. This is despair. This is the dark night of the soul. This is beating yourself up. And swords are an air sign. Swords refer to intellect, to being in your own head. They're also about communication and things like that. This one is so evocative of the dark night of the soul interpretation, and I feel like that fits in this reading. That's the sense I'm getting. And it is paired with the King of Swords. So the King of Swords is an interesting card. Kings generally are grown men, 30 or older. They don't have to be men, but the energy is similar to that masculine energy that's more established in life. It can be women, it can be agender, it can be younger people with more maturity, but in general, kings are older, they're established in life. Swords, again, are that air sign. Donald Trump is a Gemini, but I don't get the feeling that this is Donald Trump in this reading. The King of Swords can represent someone who is an air sign, so a Gemini, a Libra, an Aquarius. Usually, or most often, they refer to Aquarians, but not always. But in this particular reading, I feel like that sword is the sword of justice. I feel like this is representing justice in this reading and what may happen or what Donald Trump is concerned about happening. Remember, this reading is Show Me Donald Trump. And I feel like he's very, very concerned about what's going to happen to him in the justice system. The suit of swords does represent the justice system. And I think we've got this King of Swords coming down. This is how they came out of the deck and how it was led to lay them out. We've got this King of Swords coming down on these worries and this stress. I feel like this justice, quite literally, I think this card of justice is weighing quite heavily on his dark night of the soul. I think it's the swords are all of these things that he's accumulated along the way, and they are weighing heavily on him, even though this is an air sign. They're weighing quite heavily on him. So I think that's where we're at with this. So I'm going to pull a couple of clarifying cards now. I have 3 more cards fall out of the deck. I'm not feeling led to include them in this spread. Sometimes when cards fall out of the deck, they're jumpers. They're meant to be part of the reading, and sometimes they're not. And the feeling I'm getting with these is that they're not, so I'm going to leave them face down for now. I am going to pull a tea leaf clarifier for this one and take a moment to focus my energy before we choose a card. Let's take, I think this card is the one that we need to take. Put it in the middle here. It is Needle and Thread. Oh, that's interesting. A sincere wish will be granted. This is the Needle and Thread card. Needle and Thread is also about stitching things up.